Hi you guys. So this is the video for the last box that I'm going to be offering for the near future. I wanted to end at the autumn equinox, and I think this is a good time for endings. So I'm going to do a brief overview of the products in the box, and then I just wanted to take a minute to just connect with you guys about this season, about self-care at this time of the year, and how these products are going to support you. And then just honestly, I'm so thankful and grateful to have gotten the opportunity to do this for you, and my wish is that you continue your self-care practice and grow it, and continue to find new ways to support, taking care of yourself and connecting to divinity and feeling beautiful, feeling empowered, pampering yourself. So first off, I did something kind of special for you guys for the last box. I designed a new box. So I won't show you, I won't do it too many close-ups or anything, so it can be more of a surprise when you get it. But I love the black box. It's kind of fun. And, autumn is, the time of the death of the year, right? So let me open this really quick. It might make some squeaky noises. And we'll dive right into it. So yours will look a little different because yours are packed with a bunch of fluffy stuff so that nothing breaks. But there's some really fun goodies in here that I think will aid you in the coming months. So first and foremost, I wanted to respond to everybody. I was hoping to get you all an individual product that you requested. Now the funny thing is you all requested stress relief. Not that that's funny at all. It makes perfect sense. We're in a very continuously stressful society. I just want to tap into that for a second. So many layers of stress these days, right? We have our normal work and home life, which I say normal, but when you analyze it from a self-care perspective and you think about what would really be supportive to humans, the way that we work is insane. A lot of what we call normal in the American workforce is really, it's, I'm trying to think of the right word. It's work, not ethics, but these are, long hours, many days, not with, vacation time. I mean, some of us get some amounts of that, but it's pretty low. Feeling stressed that if you don't do everything that the company needs every time they need it, that they'll get rid of you and replace you, so you're so replaceable. And a lot of these practices, that was the word I was trying to think of, is practices. A lot of these practices actually came from the plantations. And so this is basically, a plantation owner's way of sucking the most out of slaves. And so we're really all kind of slaves in a sense to this system. Some of us might have really cool jobs And cheers if you do. Like, if you love your job and you feel like you're doing your life's passion work, it can still be stressful, but and even then it can still have long hours and feel draining. But the bottom line of what I'm saying is, like, working in America is not like a self-care, it's not supportive of being human and going through the different cycles of the year wheel. That is not what's going on here. It's all about sucking everything out of somebody and then discarding them. So that's really what I think a lot of us feel like we're up against. And, I work for a really amazing nonprofit. I work for an alternative school. My daughter gets to go there. It's very, it's very radical in the sense that it's like the opposite of traditional schooling, and it's all about child rights. So I feel really good about the job that I hold. And still, I'm constantly stressed because the days are long, and when you have children, they get tired, and at the end of the day, it's really hard to then balance homework, not like homework from school, but like all the domestic duties that are required to live a healthy life, and or even just a sane or orderly life. So I guess, my point is that we're all sharing this stressful experience. That being said, the woman who, so I reached out to Grateful Desert, which is one of my favorite companies. I'm going to hide that because I'll talk about what it is later. But and she had an accident and was in the hospital, and so she was not able to. I was going to do like a chill out tincture, and she was not able to put that together for us. So I deeply apologize. That was something I meant to give to you guys. When I spoke to her about options, other alternatives, she suggested immune power. And I said, this is like an autumn box, and immune power, I keep saying powder, was also on my radar as like one of my favorite of her tinctures that I thought would be really good for this season. And she made a really nice comment. So this is what this is. She made a really nice comment that supporting your immune system at this time can lead to less stress, in the sense that you're not feeling sick and depleted. And so you feel capable of taking on what's needed from you. So again, I apologize for that. However, I think you're really going to like the immune power. So this is a mixture. And what I love about Jenny, her stuff is potent. It really, really works. There has been some stuff that I've tried recently that I love their packaging, and it really fit my brand. And I don't know, their website was cute and stuff, but the actual tinctures just didn't deliver. And so I really, really like Grateful Desert because they absolutely deliver. So sorry for that super long-winded. You guys are used to it. You know me. For those of you who are new, you can watch some past videos if you're curious, or just enjoy this one and know that I typically do some long explanations of each product, but I'm going to try to keep it a little shorter tonight. So I do have some things for like ritual. I have some things for the body inside, the body outside. But I was thinking a lot about the ritual of going into the fall and winter months. So before I get into too many more of the products, let's just really quick talk about what's coming. Okay, so the fall equinox is the point we have another balanced, the days and nights are equal. But now we're looking towards the dark. So things are going to get progressively darker. Until the winter solstice, they'll be at their darkest, and then it'll start to lighten to the spring equinox. I really hope that these boxes have been helping you kind of like, see the year wheel and see how your body responds to these times of year. So for me last year, when we were going into the equinox time period, I felt like I upgraded my behavior substantially, but I still had failings, and my failings were with like overcommitments. So one of the things that I am looking to upgrade this year is to really, really, really take pause from like social stuff. I do have some work projects coming up, so that's kind of unavoidable for me at this moment. And you might have something similar. Maybe it is a family thing that you have to do over Thanksgiving, or maybe, but trying to limit the amount of those things that feel really stressful, that pull you out of yourself, going deep inside and doing what is called shadow work is like the most ultimate thing that you can be doing right now in this time period. So think hibernation, think of ways that you can unplug. So for me, like, I got off Facebook. I'm barely doing anything with social media at all anymore. And I'm, I'm committed to only one holiday party. So I'm keeping it real chill. I really want to focus on taking care of me, because my issues and the reason that I've stopped the box is that I feel depleted. I give, and I need to like learn to receive. And I think I'm not alone with that. So I think there's a lot of women who share this, where we're not comfortable with receiving. We're far more comfortable with giving, and this can be problematic for our health. So I really want to take pause and shift that for myself. So with that being said, I'm going to focus on a different product. Those of you who've been with me for a while know that I love, she used to go by a different name. I think she's changed her name a little bit, but it's Mama Rose Elixirs now. She did this really cute packaging for it this time. So this is a gem and flower essence / elixir. And she made this one special for us, and I love her for that. Like, I told her what my needs were. I said, I want something that helps at the subtle body level to call us into our shadow work. So what can support us at the molecular level? What can support us at the vibrational level to take a step back and retreat? And so she came up with this beautiful elixir called Persephone's Path. And, Persephone is the daughter of Demeter, and, Hades wants to take her to the underworld and have her be his wife. And so he steals her. Demeter's having none of this, so he steals her and takes her down there. Demeter's super fucking pissed. It's like, you took my daughter, and she just shuts down. She's the goddess of like life and foliage and reproduction and all this. And she's just like, I'm done. So that creates, in this myth, that creates the winter time. So the world just shuts down, and everybody's like in a panic. What are we going to do? Everything's shut down. Nothing's growing. And so finally, they're like, we got to strike a deal somehow. And so finally Hades is, he comes to an agreement that he will allow for Persephone to come back to her mom every 6 months. So that's kind of the cycle. And I think that's a fun one to just think about. Like, so Persephone retreats to the underworld for 6 months, and then she comes out again in spring. So that's what we're doing. We want to retreat into this quiet cave-like space, womb-like. I want you to think a lot about, like, why is soil so important? Why is the womb so important? What is it about gestation and the seed and just like time in the dark? You know, what does that create? The idea being that when you have rest and you take time to go within, you then have more energy to produce and give back. And I really feel like we're going to be tested more and more, and there's going to be so much needed and required from us as the years go by. We're in a very sensitive time in human history. Like, there's really no other way of saying it. And we kind of need to be doing the work that we're here to do and doing it at our best level. So with that in mind, I thought a lot about ritual and magic, and, you know, this time can be a wonderful time to connect with the dead, you know, and many of us, well, everybody has somebody that they can, you know, reach out to and, you know, sort of bring in their wisdom. And so this is a lovely time to do that and to kind of ask for the help of the spirits around you, or just think about them. I mean, I don't know, you know, whatever. It's not even a belief system. It's just an idea. It's like, if you can hold that person in your heart for a moment and think of who they were, think of their spirit, and have that support you, and kind of creating in your head a bit of a support group from the other side, that can really be beneficial when you're doing shadow work and just throughout your days. So I started with this really fun Nepali rope incense. I love the style of this. It's so different. You just light the tip right here and you stick it in an incense burner. And I actually also provided you with a sweet little shell to burn. So you just kind of coil it up like this, and you can burn it inside like that, okay? And with that in mind, so this has a really nice earthy scent. Again, kind of that would be the theme in terms of smells and vibes, is earthy. Because that's what we're connecting to. It's like we're connecting to the soil, the dirt, and, you know, part of Persephone's path is going into the underworld, the underground. So I also put together a little combination of dragon's blood, the incense version of it, and also the resin version. So it's a little combination. So here's the cool thing about dragon's blood. If you're at your cauldron, or if you have a bonfire or something, and you are doing a spell, take a pinch of the dragon's blood and sprinkle it over the fire. It will catch fire sort of in the air, and it's a lovely effect, and it's a really nice way to put an exclamation point on your spells, okay? So you can do it in this little guy. I put them together, but you know, cauldron would probably be best because you kind of want a little bit of flame going. So, you know, light your incense, and then also, I'm not going to open this up. I'm going to let this be a surprise, but this is a really special stalactite candle. It's in onyx. It's black. It looks like a crystal, like chunks of crystals, geode, slabbed. It's really, really unique. I couldn't help myself. I had to get you guys this. So It's black and white, so that fits the colors for the equinox, which is like a balanced time. But it's also mostly black, so it's a little gothy and a little witchy and a little Halloweeny. So that'll be fun when you're connecting to your spirits and you're going into your shadow work. You have this lovely crystal black candle to play with. And then I have this wooden crystal grid. So this is a big guy. There was a little tiny one that I put into the witch box last October when I was doing monthly boxes, and this is a big guy. So this is something that you will, and I also got each one of you a special little bag of crystals. I won't go into which crystals are in there right now. You'll see it online. But what you're going to do is arrange the crystals, put any crystals that you have from your own collection, arrange them in a way on your altar, have your candle nearby, have it be arranged in a way that like vibrates back at you in a way that really like warms you and like lights you up. And then you change it as needed on your altar. Make sure it has life to it. So you just want to constantly like, you interact with the crystal grid. So in here is a bunch of really nice stones. I have avoided crystals in the past because they're kind of pricey and they seem kind of small, but I went ahead and gave you a nice variety in here of some cool stones that are going to be fun to use on your crystal grid. And so I'll let you be surprised when you get those. And lastly, I just wanted to give you something, again, earthy. This is like a little bit of body care, an organic soap to just feel cleansed. Hopefully some of you still are doing the dry brushing. And so, you know, starting off with really clean skin. Remember, skin is your, it's a, you know, your largest organ on your body. So like, don't forget about the skin. Remember to exfoliate. So do your dry brush, rub your oil on. And, you know, summertime's hard for me. I'm just not interested in putting oil on typically in the summertime because I'm so hot. I'm in Southern California. It's just too much. But what's great about the fall and winter is I really love this practice. And so I hope that like I've turned some of you guys on to this practice as well. For those of you that were with me back when I think it was the winter, the solstice box from, last year actually. There was a dry brush and so that combination, a really good soap. So first you dry brush, then you shower, and then some people like to oil first and then shower, but I typically like to oil last. So before I go, we talked about the Facebook stuff or social media. Like, I just really, really, really want to support you guys to make major shifts in how much you're outputting this fall, or to at least think about it, okay? So I can't not talk about holidays. It's in the website. I know I've discussed it there, but I just want to like underscore, what are you going to do this year to make it less insane this holiday season, okay? Like just take that on, think about that, see where in your life you can say no. Hold space for just that no, and have the trust that no is going to create something even more fruitful. Sometimes it's those boundaries that we put that really allow for things to grow and develop, and sometimes it's just needing more space. But if everybody who responded back to me is saying stress is your number one thing, I want to support you. And so what can we do to minimize some of that stress? I'm not going to take up too much more of your guys' time. Let's see. I feel like there are some rituals that could be done this time of year. Think about things that you can kind of create. Think about things that you can let go, things that you can say no of, things that you can put down. If you have a journal, see where you were at during the spring equinox. See what you've accomplished this summer. Look at that, take that all in, kind of get some goals created for the next 6 months. And those goals don't have to be output goals, they can be inner goals. So maybe it's like rest, rejuvenate, deal with health issues, work on self, speak to people in person, avoid texting, avoid social media, have face-to-face conversations when possible. And of course, there's always room for rituals to bring rain to the Amazon forests. So those are some ritual ideas. Just play with what feels good. Anytime you're doing a ritual in this time of year, like I highly recommend, inquiring about where you can go deeper, what's not being seen that needs to come forward. If you need to ask yourself in some type of meditation or ritual or practice that you have, to show me, like, what is it that I'm like blind to right now? What is it that lurks in the shadows? And go to those places that feel a little hurt, that are a little wounded. This is the time to release all of that. And so if you can get massage and kind of do some work that, like, basically you want to look at it and then you want to, like, release it, like push it on through, process it. But this is your time to do that. Okay? So thank you guys so much for all the support. I hope you love this box. I won't be completely offline. I'll be around. So if you ever want to email me with questions, and also know, like, I still am doing the goddess tags. And I'm doing breast milk jewelry, and I have moon blood jewelry, and tons of crystal stuff. We have a whole new line coming, including crystal knuckles, like some really fun things, some miniature. So some smaller goddess tags are coming, using gold and stuff. So I'll be around. Talismama.life is going to be the main website that I focus on for a little while. And I might even offer boxes there, here and there. So just definitely keep an eye out on either Shamama Rising Instagram or Talismama Instagram, or Shamama's Little Helper. I'll be posting things, not very often, but if there's some news, I'll definitely share it there, okay? So don't be a stranger. I'm here if you need anything, and I will let you guys know in a newsletter or something if I offer a box, or if I, because I love doing these boxes, so I'm sure more will come. But for now, this is the end, and thank you so much, and I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon.